Today, you will learn about the performance of my P2P lending portfolio that we use to test and review various platforms. By the end of this video, you will know precisely where I decreased my investment amount, on which platform I increased my investment, and which new platform joined the portfolio. Remember that this video is no investment advice. The goal is to show you my skin in the game and give you an idea about the performance of an actual P2P lending portfolio. In this table, you can see the outstanding portfolio amount at the end of July. In the right column, you can see how the portfolio amount has changed compared to the previous month. My portfolio on Peerberry consists almost only of Polish loans, which perform as expected. The lenders continue paying interest every month, and the platform does a great job in recovering the funds from war-affected countries via the group guarantee. The loan availability is not up to investors' expectations, but since I invest most of my funds manually, I still manage to avoid too much cashback. If you plan to only use the auto invest, you will likely end up with uninvested funds in your account, which of course depends on loan availability and your auto invest settings. Turning on the notification in the Peerberry app is a good idea to get notified about new loans in the case you have uninvested funds in your account. The portfolio on EstateGuru remained largely unchanged. Unfortunately, many of my loans are delayed, which means they don't pay interest either, which decreases the internal return rate of my EstateGuru portfolio, as you can see for yourself in our portfolio page on P2P Empire. Robocash continues performing as expected. It's been by far one of the most stable investments in P2P loans over the years. Investing in long-term loans on the platform proved to be a good strategy, as they pay up to 13.7% interest per year. Unfortunately, those loans are not available anymore, as the platform has enough money to fund their loan book on their own. Whether Robocash will increase the loan volumes of the platform is unknown. Currently, there are almost no loans available, meaning new investors will not be able to invest their money. My investment on Escalated decreased, mainly due to the low loan availability. My funds simply could not get reinvested in a timely manner, which is why I withdrew uninvested funds to allocate them elsewhere. The demand from investors on Escalated surpasses the current supply of loans, which means that I have to look elsewhere to get my money deployed. Although Escalated remains a solid choice for seasoned investors, new investors will have a hard time deploying larger sums of money. My portfolio on Bonster has not changed from last month. Robocash extended the repayment period for delayed loans once again until October. Whether they will return all of the funds remains to be seen. This type of flexibility is certainly not something that investors agreed on in the first place. My stake on Income marketplace remains unchanged. The lender in which I am investing is changing its funding structure as well as its previous bank, which resulted in payment delays and no loan listings in July. While the situation is ongoing for several weeks, it's yet unknown when Vivus from Mexico will clear its debt with investors and start listing new loans on the platform. Fintown continues to perform like a Swiss watch. Interest payments are credited every month, making it a solid choice for passive investors. This month, I increased my stake on Crowdpeer. The platform got the ESCP license a few days ago, and so far all the loans perform as expected. The loan availability is higher, meaning I can not only deploy my funds faster, but also get the same interest as on Peerberry, with additional securities such as a first-rank mortgage. As the loan availability on platforms that list short-term loans is limited, I also started investing on Lande, where I funded many well-performing loans on the secondary market, which are secured by machinery or a mortgage. At the end of July, the outstanding portfolio amount was €79,084, which is 1.59% lower than in June. This portfolio generated €674 in interest, 0.78% lower than in the previous month. In this chart, you can review the portfolio diversification. Most funds are split across 3 platforms: Escalated, Peerberry, and Robocash. Deploying a larger sum of money on these platforms is currently difficult due to the low loan availability. Here you can see the interest distribution by platforms last month. The default rate remained the same as in June. The amount of late loans increased due to the change in investment structure for Vivus on the Income marketplace. Peerberry continues the repayment of war-affected loans. The funds in war-affected loans dropped by 14.52% compared to last month. There has not been any significant change in terms of loan types. Most of my loans are short-term loans, followed by commercial and installment loans. There is a new loan category in the portfolio, the agricultural loans from Lande. Here you can see the portfolio distribution in various countries. While the distribution is far from perfect, the current market conditions don't give me much choice if you're looking for the best risk and return ratio. Regarding security, most of the loans are unsecured, backed by a buyback guarantee. the rest is secured by a mortgage. To summarize this portfolio update, the average investment per loan in July was €94, and the weighted average interest rate slightly increased to 11.27%. The portfolio is split across 841 loans in 15 countries. So that's been my portfolio update. If you have found this video helpful, do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe to get notified about future updates. If you have made any changes to your portfolio, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.